The Democratic Republic of Congo, they got off to a better start. They won their opening game against Mauritania, but then lost against Sudan. Incredibly, Sudan was still top after 5 matches. A team that has never been to the World Cup. "261 matches in qualifying for the World Cup in Africa. This is the last of them, the African playoff final. Nigeria against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Second chances continuing tonight in Rabat in Morocco. At the end of this game, a chance to go into the intercontinental playoffs. But to do that, they need to win. The teams are present, the fans here to support them, and we wait for the national anthems to lift the spirits of both parties.
والآن لنقف للنشيد الوطني لجمهورية الكونغو الديمقراطية. Please stand up if you can for the national anthem of Democratic Republic of Congo.
Well, I think we can sense there are a few more Democratic Republic of Congo fans here. Of course, the weight of history hanging on. There are a lot more than from Nigeria. Only once have their country been to the World Cup, and that was under a different name back in 1974 when they were still known as Zaire. To get to the World Cup as the Democratic Republic of Congo would be truly historic. Let's take a look at the two sides then. Two changes from the side that beat Gabon. Wabali, as usual, in goal. Sami Ajayi comes in for Asai Samuel on the left-hand side. Frederick Bassi in middle. Zaidu on the other side.
Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments. Sorry, we can't stream the match here in full screen. To watch the match in full screen, please click on the link in the comments.
Dans la foulée, qui observe le début de cette rencontre avec la première intervention du capitaine Chancel Mbemba.
Chancel Mbemba qui est aujourd'hui le moteur, qui est pratiquement le rouleau compresseur des attaques adverses et qui est également le maître à jouer, l'un des grands relayeurs du message du sélectionneur sur les terrains. Et nous espérons bien que c'est une charnière défensive qui fait parler d'elle depuis un certain temps en Afrique, même si aujourd'hui Joris cède un tout petit peu sa place à Arthur Maswaku parce qu'on a besoin également de l'expérience.
De la consistance et également du vécu dans cette compétition, même si l'âge des deux est en train de s'avoisiner. Pratiquement, c'est des garçons de la même génération, mais derrière Arthur Maswaku avec ce grand bagage, avec des clubs comme West Ham, il faut le faire tout récemment avec Besiktas, alors que là, il y a la première action et le Nigéria ont ouvert le score sur pratiquement la première action et une incompréhension de la défense congolaise et Onyeka qui était là pour reprendre et profiter de cette erreur matinale pour ouvrir le score et sous les yeux d'un Eric Schell très imperturbable. Ce n'est pas une meilleure façon d'entamer une partie alors qu'il y avait possibilité de faire mieux. Non, il n'y a pas du tout hors-jeu et Axel Twanzebe qui a donc remis la balle, plutôt c'est Arthur Maswaku qui remet la balle pratiquement dans l'axe très dangereux et derrière cette déviation, pratiquement un but contre son camp. du côté d'Axel Zébé. Donc les deux, donc que les Nigériens mènent déjà au score 1-0. On les disait déjà pris découvre la République démocratique du Congo un but matinal. Il faudrait très vite réagir et c'est parler, communiquer. La RDC qui accuse ce retard déjà au score sur cette frappe d'Onyeka qui n'a laissé aucune chance. Onyeka qui n'était pas titulaire lors de la première rencontre, qui est entré à la 83e minute. 24 ans seulement pour le sociétaire de Bruges en Belgique et ancien de Midtjylland au Danemark, Fanfan Bitanguidaï.
Tout à fait, la RDC est cueillie à froid sur une petite distraction, sur une mauvaise je ne sais pas, relance pratiquement, et sur ces tirs
mauvais renvoi
également. Et là, il faudrait dire que c'est Twanzebe qui a fait que Onyeka puisse pratiquement être le buteur, mais je pense que c'est très matinal. Il faudrait revenir dans le match, avoir un mental fort. Ce n'est que le début et la RDC n'a pas à craindre cette équipe nigériane.
Alors qu'il y a une récupération de Aaron Wan-Bissaka, latéral droit, ancien de Manchester United, aujourd'hui sociétaire de West Ham, qui depuis quelques matchs, nous l'avons eu, cesse de le rappeler, en tout cas n'a pas volé sa place, Fanfan.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, qui, il faudrait le dire, évolue toujours en Angleterre depuis les débuts de sa carrière en club, Crystal Palace, Manchester United et puis West Ham United. Un joueur qui évolue, il faudrait le dire, au haut niveau. Il a également joué chez le moins de 17 ans en sélection, en RDC. Après, il est parti en Angleterre pour jouer chez le moins de 20 ans et les espoirs anglais. Et là, il est de retour, son 5e match. La première sélection, vous allez vous rappeler, ne date pas de très loin, le 5 septembre dernier, RDC Soudan, 4-1, et il a préféré cette fois-ci, une fois de plus, retrouver ses anciennes ou ses origines.
Ah, exactement, Aaron Wan-Bissaka qui a fait toutes les classes avec les Léopards chez les jeunes et qui était très indécis. Entre-temps, il n'a pas donc préféré jouer avec l'Angleterre qui ne lui a pas donné toutes les faveurs.
Ah oui, il faudrait signaler que c'est pratiquement parmi les rares joueurs qui ont compris qu'il fallait retourner dans la tanière, cette tanière des Léopards qui fait aujourd'hui la fierté. Et là, nous
Derrière avec Kevin Bassey. On va chercher à combiner. Il faudrait de la pression. On remarque un tout petit peu Meshak Eya, un peu très en retrait, alors que l'on va contrôler avec Lukman qui va essayer de se dégager. Les Nigériens encore dans la surface de réparation. Il faut mettre le pied. Un dégagement à l'emporte-pièce. Et ce n'est pas passé, c'est passé loin de la cage. Le capitaine Wilfried Ndidi était là pour donner le
temps. On voit ces losanges dont vous avez parlé du côté nigérien. Ils savent pratiquement bien les fignoler. Ils se déplacent très aisément. Ils évoluent en losange et ils ont compris que la RDC, qui a cette habitude de laisser la possession à son adversaire, tentera également de le faire. Et là, ils font des petites passes pour ne pas être pris au piège.
Et là, nous remarquions tout à l'heure la perte du ballon du jeune Noah Sadik, alors que Cédric Bakambu cherche à mettre la pression sur l'axe de la défense du Nigeria. Et on va devoir repartir sur cette relance de Seni Ajayi. Seni Ajayi qui n'était pas titulaire lors de la victoire nigériane face au Gabon. Un match qui semblait être très indécis, mais qui a vu finalement les Nigérians profiter certainement du doute des Gabonais, alors que Mokaou n'a pas su contrôler correctement la balle et les Nigérians peuvent repartir. Et on entend d'ici eh bien, les supporters de la République démocratique du Congo et du Nigeria.
Et Marcelin, il faudrait dire que sur cette action, il a été un tout petit peu offusqué par un joueur nigérian qui a joué intelligemment sur cet espace qui lui a été donné et il a préféré offusquer Mokaou pour que les ballons sortent en touche en faveur du Nigeria.
Alors que Semi Ajayi, on le rappelle, sociétaire de Hull City, en Angleterre, première championship, équivalent de la 12e division, va devoir combiner avec Kelvin Bassey. On va tenter de toucher Victor Osimhen sur le front de l'attaque de Super Aigle Vert. On va remonter avec Sanoussi Zidou. Sanoussi, contrôle manqué. Les Léopards courent toujours derrière la balle. Il faudrait récupérer. Et c'est une touche gagnée par le bleu de la République démocratique du Congo. On va devoir repartir avec... c'est une belle combinaison. Il faut centrer. Ça manque de puissance et de consistance. Et ce sera une faute sur Mecha Kelia, déjà absent lors de la précédente rencontre. On le rappelle
de carton, il faudrait le dire. Il a été, je pense qu'il sera cette fois sifflé. Avec lui, il y a de la vitesse pratiquement dans les ailes. Et lorsqu'il y aura de la vitesse, il pourrait empêcher un tout petit peu cette défense nigériane, peut-être, ou encore l'arrière nigérian de faire des montées. C'est sûrement sur ça que Desabre était en train de compter, mais là, il est un tout petit peu surpris. On le voit, Sébastien Desabre, qui est à la tête de cette sélection depuis 2022.
Et oui, lui qui a tenu à professionnaliser le groupe, il n'a pas eu tort parce que... attention, oh là là, c'est contrôle hasardeuse et le jeune Moukao, 20 ans seulement, qui a tenté de tromper le gardien, mais c'était trop enlevé pour inquiéter Stanley Bobo Nwabali, qui garde les cages du Nigeria, on le rappelle, sociétaire de Chipre United dans l'Afrique du Sud. C'est une équipe de Léopard qui court derrière le score, mais qui ne démérite pas. Il suffit de croire encore là derrière, il faut cerner Victor Osimhen. Et c'est ce que fait l'action, voilà, ce dégagement hasardeux qui a un peu perturbé.
C'est Maswaku.
Droit et puis premier poteau et Jalal Jayed, le Marocain, qui va essayer de mettre de l'ordre dans la surface de réparation des Léopards de la RDC. C'est une balle très très mal négociée et les Léopards vont devoir se dégager sur ce 5 mètres 50 après ce corner complètement bafoué par le feu follet Chukwueze. Et la RDC pour repartir aux avant-postes. Il faut dégager cette balle et le Nigérian qui sont en train de cerner déjà. Et cette première attaque, cette belle ouverture, c'est dit que Bakambu qui est dévancé par l'axe nigérian. On va
une très belle action, il faudrait le dire, Marcelin, Mwananteba, une belle ouverture lorsqu'on sait que Sedi Bakambu est fort et rapide en profondeur, c'était bien vu, mais malheureusement pour la RDC, Il y a dans la défense pratiquement un certain Samuel Chukwueze qui a voulu empêcher Bakambu de scorer et de manquer du respect au Nigeria.
Alors que là, c'est encore un autre dégagement, en tout cas à l'emporte-pièce de Lionel Mpassi, sociétaire du Havre aujourd'hui, du Havre Athletic Club en France, qui n'a pas eu d'autre choix que d'écarter, d'éloigner le danger et permettre à ses coéquipiers de se repositionner au lieu, bien sûr, de permettre à ce que l'incendie se propage dans la maison.
Tout à fait, hein, c'était une belle lecture de ces gardiens qui, après plusieurs années passées à Rodez en France et aujourd'hui à Les Havre Athletic Club, un gardien qui a fait pratiquement une belle phase finale de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations, la 34e édition au niveau de la Côte d'Ivoire.
Position de hors-jeu, donc signalée par Jalal Jayed, et les Léopards vont devoir répartir cette incompréhension et cette balle qui sera contrôlée. Oh là là, c'est une faute qui va peut-être provoquer. Non, pas le premier carton sur Benjamin Franklin, sur le virevoltant ailier, jeune ailier congolais, qui fait partie de la jeune génération qui pourrait opérer.
Marcelin, parce que vous parlez des cartons, il faudrait dire que Jalal Jayed, c'est un sifflet africain catégorie A, première catégorie, et il a donné jusque-là 359 cartons jaunes, 8 cartons rouges et 8 cartons rouges accumulés, ce qui fait 16 cartons rouges. Il est bon pour les cartons jaunes.
Donc il a la gâchette facile, les Léopards devaient être renseignés sur ce fait de choses, alors que Noah Sadiki va tenter une incursion, va alerter Rowan Bissaka dans la surface de réparation. Il faut récupérer, c'est ce que fait le jeune Noah Sadiki. Il faut lâcher la balle. Et les Léopards, attention sur cette frappe qui manque de précision. Il faut sauver la balle, c'est ce qui est fait à l'intérieur de la surface de réparation. Les Léopards vont tenter de construire. Ils ne sont pas pressés. On va tenter de construire. C'est centre qui ne trouve personne.
Personne au deuxième poteau. Et pourtant, il fallait que quelqu'un puisse jouer un tout petit peu à la couverture derrière les défenseurs nigérians. Nous espérons bien que ça va venir. Mais il ne faudrait pas être un tout petit peu pressé. Il faut simplement être posé et mettre le pied sur les ballons.
Alors qu'on va devoir repartir déjà aux nouvelles fautes. Est-ce que la faute du Congolais, la faute du Nigérian? Oui, c'est Arthur Massokou qui a tenté une incursion aux avant-postes. Il est réputé dans ça, il adore.
Top of Osimhen's head, and it'll be picked up by Tuanzebe. Feeds it forward into the path of Masuaka, who come forward from the centre of defence. And that will be a free kick to Democratic Republic of Congo, which is as far forward as we've really seen them. It's great work by Arthur Masuaka, the Sunderland central defender. Down by Benjamin Frederick, the Belgian-placed central defender for Nigeria, and now there's a job on here for Stanley Wambali. Easily out by Osimhen. Free kick given. Just point again to a promising set piece for Congo DR. So Tuanzebe there racing back. He's 28 years old. This is still only his 6th appearance, though, for his country. And he was based at Burnley in England. Coming up against a few Premier League rivals on the international level, including Iwobi and Yeka. And of course, Bassi at the back. And Chukwueze, the third Fulham player in the starting 11 tonight for the Super Eagles. Lookman, former RB Leipzig man, now at Atalanta in Italy. Should have a slightly more attacking role tonight with Akor Adams, not in the starting 11. They're working well here, Nigeria. The passing is smooth and they're putting things together nicely. You can see they're a confident side now. Zaidu, once again trying to come down this left flank. Iwobi sends it back out to the Porto man. Good ball inside. There's a chance here. And there still is. From distance, that wasn't quite how we thought the shot was going to come in. Coming up to 20 minutes then, Nigeria getting just the start they wanted. It was 78 minutes against Gabon. It's taken them 3 minutes here against the Democratic Republic of Congo. They lead 1-0. But it's the men in blue who are on the attack at the moment. The Leopards tried to pounce, but at the moment their claws have been unsharpened by the Super Eagles. Now then, can they come here with Elia? Elia tried to find a good ball in. There was a promising position in the middle by Nathaniel Abuku, but unfortunately for him, the wide back couldn't find him. He wants a corner, which he is going to get. Nigeria have had goals aplenty in recent games. Democratic Republic of Congo have rather dried up somewhat, and there's a good example of it. Poor ball in. And for Masuaka, the centre-back, in charge of the set piece, but it didn't work out at all. Far too close to the goalkeeper, and a comfortable catch for Stanley Wembali. Onyeka. The second goal for Nigeria has them in front at the moment and looking forward to the Inter-Confederation playoffs next spring. Backwards from Samuel Mutasami. The Republic of Congo just need to keep their head down here. Keep coming, it's only 1-0. And they're persisting trying to get down that left-hand side, but they haven't had an awful lot of joy so far in this first half. And Martin Masuaka is the latest to try it and get stuck. He's comfortable on the left-hand side. He can just as easily play at left midfield as he can at centre-back. The 32-year-old English-based player. He's yet to be involved in a goal, though, in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Wan-Bissaka forward. Again, it's loose play, long ball stuff that Nigeria will be quite happy to just lap up. That's not great, though. And we get themselves into trouble if they start playing balls like that square. Muko came on and made a difference off the bench against Cameroon. However, he's given the ball here, and all of a sudden this is danger now for the Democratic Republic of Congo, but Nigeria make a mess of setting things up in the middle. Victor Osimhen lashing out at Ademola Lookman for that lack of killer ball into the box. Nice interchange. The former Arsenal man now trying to send that ball forward, but intercepted. And again, Osimhen is doing his nut down there. Well, he had such a barren run. And all of a sudden, he seems to have rediscovered his form. A hat-trick against Benin in the final group game. And then 2 more goals in extra time of the semi-final against Gabon, and everything seemed to be going well. Let's not forget, though, that he might not have needed to have scored those goals in extra time had he taken that chance that came right at the end of the 90 minutes that he somehow managed to spoon wide. Nobody was more relieved than him when Nigeria came through and won in the extra half an hour. Disappointment though for Gabon. They are the only team in the semi-finals who've never been to a World Cup. Nigeria have a proud history in the competition. And now it's Eric Schell's job to try and put them back up there. They had 3 coaches through 2024. So Jose Peseiro and Finidi George, Augustine Eguven, before Eric Schell finally took over. Even Jose Peseiro came back and was there for the Africa Cup of Nations. Good defending though. A couple of men in the middle, but there's too many defenders really, and I'll take the corner because that was really all that was going for them. Sébastien Desailly, but just the 1 defeat in qualifying, but it just shows you how hard it is to get through as group winners. 1 defeat through the whole competition, and yet, like Nigeria, who also only lost once, only good enough for 2nd place. Of course, in Nigeria's case, the draw's got in the way as well. Only the 1 draw for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Congo DR then have a corner kick, which is taking a while to be taken because the referee's having a word with Mbemba and Onyeka. In comes the corner now. It's a great ball. Well defended. Tuanzebe went up there for the header. Hasn't scored or been involved in a goal in the qualifying campaign. The Burnley man. You wouldn't think his team were 1-0 up, would you? Look of thunder from Mr. Schell. There's a man looking forward. And he might get it. The referee, though, has seen a foot up by the Nigerian striker. Saka, the man who stuck his head in. Let's see how... Oh, yes. Can't really justify that. I think Victor Osimhen, who made his name with Lille, scoring a hatful of goals in Liga. A series of centre-forwards were brought up by Lost over the period, and all of them scored goals in the north of France. Jonathan David coming in after him, the Canadian. Of course, we'll see him at the World Cup if he's fit, because Canada, one of the hosts. First time the World Cup will have been hosted in 3 different countries. The United States of America and Mexico, the others. Lookman. Again, he can't get the ball in. And again, the shoulders drop of Osimhen in the middle. Elliott is brought down by Samuel Chukwueze. 50 caps now for him. 26 years old. No goals, but 4 assists in the qualifying campaign for side. Again, they look long. Follow-up ball by Wan-Bissaka. Mutasami. Square by Mbuku. And it will come in from Masuaka. No, it won't. Well defended again. This time Lookman coming back and getting involved, and Benjamin Frederick backing him up. Half an hour gone. Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 0. Nigeria controlling the game well. There's Ndidi, man in the middle. Set up one of the goals in the 4-1 win over Gabon. Here comes Osimhen again for Nigeria, looking for the second goal. It's a not bad ball in, looking for Lookman, didn't really get hold of it. And it allowed the goalkeeper, Lionel Mpassi, to come and smother it. In front, of course, Nigeria can use the counter-attack, soak up the pressure and then hit. Tactic that will probably become more and more prevalent the further into the game we go, if it stays the same scoreline, as the Democratic Republic of Congo are forced to get more ambitious. Didi. Won't be getting caught in possession, and they might struggle here. Bakambu now. Haven't really seen him on the ball in the game so far. Bakambu, great ball into the middle, and there is the equaliser. Right on cue. Meshak Elliott. His second goal of the qualifying campaign is a big one. Well, Iwobi got caught in possession, and that sprang the counter. Great transition play. It's a brilliant ball in. And Didi couldn't control it and just put it on a plate. And the Democratic Republic of Congo are back in it just after the half hour. They're a team who have usually gone in front in the campaign, but they had to come back here, and they have shown the character to do so. Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 2, 1 as well. And now we have a game. Both sides feeling the confidence of recent wins. Different ways they've achieved them, perhaps. Congo again. Third assist of the campaign for the Real Betis centre forward. Involved in 7 goals now through this qualifying campaign. He might have scored himself in the semi-final, but for a brilliant save by Andre Onana in the Cameroonian goal. Here, though, providing the ammunition for a teammate. Great atmosphere around the stadium. There's a buzz. The World Cup feels real now. We are at the sharp end of many of the qualifying campaigns around the world. This is the 261st game of African qualifying. A playoff to play on, and that will be a goal kick, much to the disappointment of Ademola Lookman. Only been involved in 1 goal in the qualifying campaign. Really good defending by Tuanzebe. Just refused to sell himself there and just stayed upright. Lookman made the decision. And it was Lookman who buckled. They have a habit of conceding 1 goal to Nigeria in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Indeed, they only actually conceded more than once in 1 game. That was against Benin, the only game they lost. It was in June last year. And Nigeria getting themselves into a spot of bother. Stanley Wabali called to make a very hurried clearance. Goes Osimhen. Pretty loose in midfield in this game. All the time, Democratic Republic of Congo been going over the top of midfield, missing it completely. Just making sure that Nigeria take it from the right place. In comes the free kick. Too many blue shirts there. However, Osimhen can get something on it, and they'll get a corner from it. Tough angle, to be fair. Osimhen goes into the middle then. The corner kick comes in, is looking for where he is. Oh, it was Lookman who managed to get something on it. Calvin Bassey was also milling around. And now all of a sudden it's Democratic Republic of Congo looking for the breakout of defence. It's a little bit obvious from Meshach Elia. Went down rather easily in that battle with Benjamin Frederick. He's on loan in Belgium this season. He's the 20-year-old central defender at Denda. On loan there from Brentford reserves. So this is a good shot window for him. Also potential to get himself into a World Cup squad as well. Inside comes Zaidu. Didi. Through there. All those draws at the beginning of the campaign. A few wins now coming through. Unbeaten now in 7. We won 5 of those 7 as well since they lost against Benin. Ndidi. Chukwueze. When you're unable to craft a way through. It wasn't that long ago that he was injured. Missed a few games for Fulham in the Premier League as a result. Nigeria think that should be theirs. The assistant did not agree with him. Republic again, they are persisting with that attempt to try to take on Benjamin Frederick down that left-hand side. Right-hand side for Frederick as he defends it, but there's 4 minutes to go until the break, and we're still level here in the African playoff final. It's been a half that started off slowly but has been gaining in momentum the more it's gone on. Right by Mutasami. Good work though by Zaidu. And he's got the free kick as well for the foul by Nathaniel Buku. Excuse me, it's Benjamin Frederick. Stayed down as well. He's got cramp. It's a bit early to have cramp. Well, this is the nearest that Democratic Republic of Congo have been to going to a World Cup in many a year, and they are making the absolute most of it. Nigeria, they've been a bit more accustomed over the years to going to the big event. But they've struggled of late. of minutes to make the difference now. Here's Onyeka, who scored the opener. Spreads it out wide into the path of Zaidu. He's been busy in attack and defence. Nice little move by Lukman. Comes back Zaidu. Wobi with the shot is charged down immediately. And down goes Calvin Bassey, the centre-back, trying to weave his way through the defence and sets up a pretty dangerous free kick as we approach the break. Nigeria missed the boat to go to Qatar for the last World Cup in 2022, and it was something that did not go down well back home. The last time they didn't qualify for a World Cup was Germany back in 2006. Other than that, they had been to 6 out of the 7 before they didn't make it in 2022. '94 was the first time they qualified for a World Cup, which was also in the United States of America, but on their own this last time, rather than as a trio of countries, which is what will happen this time. There were fewer countries in the World Cup back then. Taken quickly, Lukman looking for Osimhen, didn't get it high enough, and it's cut out by a Congolese head. Last 15 seconds of the first half. Both coaches are chomping at the bit to get their teams into the dressing room and have words. Do a bit of reorganising. We would have seen what the weaknesses were perhaps in the first half, and we'll be looking to make corrections and adjustments, alterations, to see them come out into the second half and expose them. Zaidu feeds it back into Bassey. Chukwueze. Three minutes of time added on. We're almost at the end of the first of them. They've done it again. That's where they lost the ball that led to the goal, and it's the same man, Bakambu, who has it. This time they make the challenge. Down the line it comes, though, from Muko. Bakambu, it was a dramatic dive to the floor, but the assistant was convinced that it was a foul. Calvin Bassey isn't. And he was the man who was adjudged to have been the protagonist. Well, there was a touch, but whether it was that hard is open to conjecture, shall we say. And a late chance here for the Democratic Republic of Congo to complete their comeback. In it comes. And it's out by Osimhen. Osimhen's still going. It's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, though. Bassey. Osimhen still keeps going, tentatively. But Bassey sends it up the other end. A minute to go, time added on at the end of the first half. Still 1-1. Still impossible to know who will be representing Africa at the Interconfederation playoffs. It's fortunate for Ngalael Muko. He was going to lose possession anyway. It's Ndidi. Allowed to play, getting special dispensation despite the fact that he picked up a second yellow card in the last game. Cleared by CAF to play for the Super Eagles. Justification was that the yellow cards picked up during the group stage didn't carry on into the playoffs. Elia trying to get in there again. Oh, and he might get it back. Elia, nice feet. Mbuku, and coming to collect was Stanley Mbali. And the referee has seen enough excitement for one half. And a terrific half it was here in the African playoff final. A third-minute goal coming from Frank Onyeka put the Super Eagles in front. But back came Democratic Republic of Congo. Meshak Elia with the goal on 32 minutes. And so at half-time here, it's Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 1. Even at the break, Nigeria taking the lead early on. Democratic Republic of Congo equalising around about the half hour. Different type of qualifying campaign this time around for 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification process. They went through a group stage and then into home and away playoffs. Nigeria and Democratic Republic of Congo both made it through as part of the 10 group winners. Both then lost in that third round. Nigeria on the way goals to Ghana. Democratic Republic of Congo well beaten by Morocco, who of course went on to become the first African side to reach the semi-finals of a World Cup. Off we go then. Which will it be this time around? Even here, there is no ticket to the World Cup at the end of this game. This time, the Inter-Confederation playoffs await the winner. But as we go into the second half, it's Nigeria 1, Congo DR 1. Doesn't look like there are any substitutions at half-time, so it's as we were. Two sides confident in the first half. Nigeria started well, but Democratic Republic of Congo, even when they conceded, never really looked like their heads went down. They're a team that, well, more often than not, the team that scored first in their group campaign. Only in the 1-1 draw with Senegal, which was the only game they didn't score first in, including an own goal that Sudan scored against them, or for them, you'd have to say. DR Congo actually also led in both games against Senegal as well, but lost the lead in both. Particularly painful the second time around as they were 2-0 up. The loss of Yohan Wissa since then has certainly hindered their ambitions coming forward. But they still managed to make it into these playoffs. Ironically, had there been 48 teams at the last World Cup, as a group winner they would have qualified. And of course, it's only this time around that it's been doubled. 9 groups though rather than 10, with this competition sorted out to find the 10th qualifier. But it's by no means certain, even if they make it through to the Inter-Confederation playoffs, that they will be able to do something there. There are teams like New Caledonia from Oceania in that competition, but also Bolivia as well, who are certainly a credible threat. There will be teams from the Asian qualifying coming there as well. Nice little ball inside by Frederick. And the ball is repelled once again by Chancellor Mbemba, the match winner in the semi-final against Cameroon. Seems incredible when you consider that there were 9 teams by right going to the World Cup from Africa, and Cameroon couldn't be one of them. A team that's been to the World Cup more than any other African nation, but beaten by the side in blue here today. Cameroon certainly had their chances as well, spurning an awful lot of them. The Democratic Republic of Congo didn't actually set up that many chances, but they were much more clinical. And it was a beautiful corner that was sent in by Brian Sepenga. All the way across goal, and arriving at the back post was Chancellor Mbemba to guide it in. Not with his head, you would have expected him to have scored with a header, but it wasn't with that at all. It was a lovely sort of half volley in the end, beautifully stroked home. Great way to celebrate 100 appearances for your country. Good tackle. Lovely play there from Wan-Bissaka. Away though. Nigeria pressing. Chukwueze upended, and free kick will be given against Mutasami. He's yet to score for Fulham. He's only played a handful of games for them since coming in from AC Milan. Nigerian, who started off his career with a long spell at Villarreal in Spain. Whose cross set up the equaliser for Sebastian Desaab's men. Calm figure. Here's Desaab. It was a very, very zen-like. By Noah Siddiqui. 5 minutes into the second half and no change in the scoreline. One thing that Desaab has done is he's tightened up the Democratic Republic of Congo defensively. It's become fairly hard to break down. Like I say, the 2 goals that they conceded against Senegal were the only times that they actually conceded more than once in the whole campaign. It was that home win that destroyed their chances of winning the group. They were top of the group until that defeat. Senegal then went top of the group then. The first time they'd actually been at the top since the opening day. But they stayed there for the rest of the time until the end. Cedric Bakambu had given the Congolese the lead that day. Yohan Wissa made it 2-0, but then back came Senegal with goals from Pat Gay, Nicolas Jacksorf and Pat Matassar in the 87th minute. There's been some cracking finales to these games over the last 18 months or so. DR Congo on the attack once more. Oh, nice little turn. And there could be a chance to shoot. It's going to be a corner. A warning shot across the bows there for Nigeria. Musaka sends it in, and on his line, sharpness personified. Stanley Mbali. He had to be as well. That was tricky. Forward by Calvin Bassett. With well though, Lookman being run off the ball. Wabali. Luka's only second season with Lille. Africa supplies an awful lot of players to the French system. Muko is yet to score. He's only in his fourth game for DR Congo in the World Cup qualifying campaign. Came in for the game against Togo, which they won, played half an hour or so there. Then had an assist against Sudan that set up the winner mid-October. Putting Congo through to the Muko. Once again, Muko building up nicely. There are plenty of blue shirts forward for this as well. One of them is Muko. Couldn't get it out from underneath his feet. They are starting to knock hard on the door now. Wan-Bissaka feeds it back. Well, there was space aplenty in the middle, and that was a dangerous piece of defending by Ademola Lookman, coming through the back of Noah Siddiqui. And Ademola Lookman has had his last play. He's off. Ejuke is going to come on. He scored one of the goals in the semi-final against Gabon in extra time. And Moses Simon is also coming on as well, the former non-player. Again, overrunning them in midfield. Democratic Republic of Congo, Bakambu looking for the ball again. Bakambu attempts the header. He goes down again. The referee has given a handball against the Congolese attacker, who was looking for a penalty again. I'm not sure there was anything in that. Good little ball in by Elia, looking for Bakambu, but he's had a decent game. Bakambu is also coming off. And will be replaced by Fiston Mayele. passing words of encouragement for his team before he comes off. Man who set up the equaliser. Being replaced by another experienced man, the man who plays in Egypt for Pyramids. Adams, incidentally, has also come on, and Osimhen has come off. So there'll be no more additions to the goal streaks that he's been putting together in the last couple of games. Each side allowed 5 substitutions, with another one if we go to extra time. Gone. Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 1. And to be honest with you, in the second half, it's not looked like we're going to add to the scorelines. It's been a lot cagier than we saw in the first period. Benjamin Frederick getting up in a gingerly manner. 6th appearance in World Cup qualifying. Virtually all of his appearances for the Super Eagles have come in this qualifying period. Sebastian Desabre, inscrutable as ever. Over the side back in 2023. 38 matches now. He's getting almost 2 points a game out of his game so far, which over nearly 40 matches is a pretty good average. Took over from when he was at Chamonix in the lower divisions in France, but was more known for the work he did as coach of Uganda before he went to Pyramids in Egypt, and Wydad Casablanca in Morocco. He's been around Africa quite a lot as well, being in places like Mimosas and Cotton Sport and Espérance. Even had a spell in Dubai, not so far away from Qatar, one of the United Arab Emirates. Well, like in the semi-final, Mbemba quietly confident at the back, didn't really notice the goal of Maswaka. Antoine Siddiqui, decent ball in from Muko. And good defending, standing tall. Nigeria trying to exploit this. There's Simon with his first foray down the left-hand side. His familiar hunting ground. I thought Iwobi was going to be checked back there by the referee, but they've carried on. Seems like everybody's taking a break. You can feel the tension beginning to descend like a cool mist in the autumn. The referee's going to give a free kick the other way. Nigeria was hoping that he would get it. Chancellor Bemba, what's he done there? Michael Adams, the man who broke open the semi-final with his goal after 78 minutes, although it was handed to him on a plate by a really lapse pass across the penalty area. They're certainly enjoying themselves in the stand. I wonder if they're actually managing to watch the football at the same time. Terrific atmosphere inside the ground. It's been a hive of activity ever since the first whistle. That's a little ball over the top and a chance maybe for Fiston Mayele to get in behind. Good defending to stay strong against him. Sides, they do look comfortable on the ball this evening. Confidence of wins in the last round, and of course they've both won their last 3 games. Different scorelines, all 1-0 for DR Congo, 2-1, 4-0 and 4-1 for Nigeria. That's been a lot more explosive from them in the final games of this African World Cup qualifying campaign. However, Democratic Republic of Congo look the more threatening at the moment. The ball will be kept in by Noah Sadiki. Sunderland man now trying to take on Benjamin Frederick, and he's been penalised. What did I do, he says. Well, let's find out. He'll argue that that was shoulder to shoulder, but it might have been a little bit more a nudge into the back. It's one of those that maybe if nothing had been given, nobody would have noticed. Feeling of a 0-0 draw about it now. It's a game that could do with another goal to light the touch paper again. Masalaka this time. The man looking incredulously at the man in the middle as to why he's had a free kick given against him. That's nice. Better movement from the left-hand side here from Nigeria. Now, can they get the good ball in? Oh, the goalkeeper, little tentative coming out and needed some help from the defender. Didn't look like this was going to be that much trouble. Might have been offside in any case if the ball had hit the back of the net. Offside flag actually did go up in the end. Recent games, Nigeria have had a propensity to concede or score late goals. And we're heading towards the last 20 minutes now. Democratic Republic of Congo equalising, still 1-1. No goals, not much in the way of goal-mouth action in the second half since that equaliser that went in the 32nd minute. In 70 minutes, the scoreline is still Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 1. In the African playoff final for the World Cup, the Interconfederation playoffs awaiting. Who's on the deck, the goal scorer for Nigeria. Kayembe is about to come on for Ngayel Muko. Elia is also coming off. The goal scorer for Democratic Republic of Congo as well. Sepenga is the other man who's going to come off, the man who set up the goal that won the semi-final. It's an attacking substitution here. Sepenga, left winger, or right winger. Be comfortable on both flanks. He was in Spanish football at the lesser-known Castellon. And Kayembe, much more experienced international, plays at Watford in England, central midfielder, and is comfortable in the defensive role or an attacking one. Got just over 17 minutes to make the difference here. Here's Mbuku into one of those substitutes. Kayembe, 3 men to aim at in the middle. He couldn't find them though. It's made by Onyeka, who's back on his feet again after that little bit of treatment. Swaka. Kayembe can't get a proper purchase on the header. Here's Kayembe again. He'll feed it back into Axel Tuanzebe's path. It's all DR Congo at the moment. Nigeria don't seem to be able to get the ball very much. There's been an awful lot of time in the last 10 minutes just defending. And the Democratic Republic of Congo seem to be a growing force at the moment, the confidence beginning to seep through them, as whereas Nigeria look a little more racked by nerves and a little bit more about the fear of losing. Corner kick. DR Congo, the Leopards on the hunt for an Interconfederation playoff place. In order to get it, they need another goal. The winner against Cameroon came from a corner, came from a much better one than that, though. Ooh, from distance, shot there by Samuel Mutasami, who has not been involved in a goal despite playing in 10 of the 11 games that they played so far in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Looking for the spectacular. Thought we were going to get a much more adventurous second half than this, with the way that the first half picked up in pace. Hasn't quite worked out that way. come DR Congo again. It was Nigeria who were having most of the possession in the first half, but things have turned around in the second. You could say something similar about the way that DR Congo performed in the semi-final as well, against the indomitable Lions. 15 minutes to go. It's still Onyeka's goal and Elia's goal, which are the only ones we've had so far. Nigeria won, DR Congo won. And we are still no nearer to knowing who will be Africa's representative at next season's international playoffs. Onyeka is down again. A drop ball. It's a nice turn by Buku. He's soon enveloped by Nigerian defenders. Made 4 substitutions now, with Iwobi coming off. Tolu Arakadare coming on. Another English-based Nigerian. He's a centre forward for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So Eric Schell getting a little more adventurous as well, replacing a winger with a full-blown striker. 13 minutes to try and find a way through. The crowd have become a little subdued with the lack of really incisive play from either team. Siddiqui, who has given up the foul on Wilfred Ndidi. Who couldn't control that ball in from Cedric Bakambu in the first half that allowed the equaliser to be scored by Mashak Elliott. Another wasted set piece. It's not a bad ball in. Comes all the way to this near side where it's picked up by Ejuke. His first touch since coming on just a few moments ago. Might come all the way through here. Just about hanging on, the defence of the Democratic Republic of Congo there. Tuanzebe feeds it into the path of Masuaka. Muscular run from the defender. Fortuitous ball forward though. Buku has lost it. And away can come Nigeria with Chidera Ejuke. He's lost the ball now. through to the Inter-Confederation playoffs are Bolivia, New Caledonia, Jamaica, Panama. These two sides looking to join them. Mutasami, still the team in blue that look the more serious about this. Nigeria getting more and more defensive the more the game goes on. "80 minutes reached. Extra time starts to beckon. Should be the second game in a row that Nigeria have had to go through the extra half an hour. Nicely done. There by Sepenga. Little ball in by Siddiqui. Nigeria, though, get away. Still 3 against 5, though, in this attack, so they're not exactly charging forward. The men in white and green. Not quite seem to have the same cut that they did in the first half, however, that's a bit better. Poor ball in, though, right against the back of the defender. He didn't have to work very hard to get in the way of that. Little hard. It was easy for Masuaka. Sepenga's lost it. Chance for Duque to bend it in. He's overhit it. It's the sort of thing that in training these players will be able to do 9 times out of 10, but put the pressure of the occasion on, and all of a sudden a heavy touch here, a light touch there. Ball comes in again, and a good catch in the middle. Made by Lionel Passy, who has been almost a spectator in the second half. A good piece of distribution from the goalkeeper as well. That's not a great ball, though. And just to compound it, it'll be a free kick to Nigeria. Good chasing back, though, by Calvin Bassey. Still chasing hard, though, is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Anyway, the Inter-Confederation playoffs. We have 2 seeded teams who will not have to contest the semi-finals. They will go straight through to a final. And it's all based on FIFA rankings, which is why Nigeria would be quite well placed to get a bye through that first round. We don't know who's going to come, though, from the CONCACAF region yet. Bolivia, New Caledonia there. Good play by Frederick. Oh, the goalkeeper's given it away, and this is a real chance. Sepenga couldn't seem to get the ball down, and it's offside in any case now. My goodness me, Nigeria have gone inside their shell, and now they're starting to make mistakes inside their own box. Well, there's no offside there. It's a fantastic ball through. The goalkeeper starts to come, then May's back, but he's in a bit of no man's land here, and now all of a sudden he's getting pincered by 2 players. Good play by Fiston Mayele to get the ball back, but Sepenga didn't make the most of it. Nigeria get away with a big one. Well, you get the feeling that when these sorts of games get to these kinds of situations, it's all about concentration. Mental fatigue is kicking in, not just physical fatigue. And there, Nigerian defender and goalkeeper just got a little bit of a brain freeze. Another good ball forward. Well brought down as well, 3 against 3. That was a bit weak. Fiston Mayele going down very easily. There's going to be a DR Congo Well, to be fair, Calvin Bassey just stood his ground. And Mayele ran into him. Five minutes away from extra time in the Africa playoff final between Nigeria and DR Congo. 1-1 at the moment. Both goals in the first half. They don't really look like having one in the second half yet, except for one moment when Nigeria nearly handed it to Democratic Republic of Congo in the same way that Gabon handed them the opener in the semi-final. Very similar. Muko, too high. It's Mayele. It's done well. Into Masuaka. And he wasn't under a tremendous amount of pressure there, Zaidi Sanusi, but felt the need to whack it away. And the Congolese supporters start to rise here. They sense an opportunity. In comes the corner then. Last few minutes. Again, nothing comes of it. The set pieces have been really disappointing in this game. Let's not forget that's where the goal came from. At around about this time in the semi-final for DR Congo. Sipenga. Oh. Well, he hasn't got the excuse of tiredness. He's only just come on. It was just nerves and indecision. Good play by Juke. It'll be a free kick. This is when it comes down to who wants it more. How desperate are you to go to a World Cup? What are you prepared to give? Forward by Bassi. Tito Alakadare, who was trying to get on the end of that, but unsuccessfully. Masuaka. Siddiqui. It's nicely done. Little ball in. Mayele looking for the spectacular in the middle. Aaron Wan-Bissaka just couldn't quite get the bicycle kick together. Looks onside. Sipenga with the ball into the middle. And Wan-Bissaka didn't look like a man who's done the overhead kick many times in his career. It would have been a spectacular way to win it, though. '89 minutes. This is when the Democratic Republic of Congo scored the winner. I think it was a minute after the 90 minutes rather than a minute before, but it's certainly when Gabon equalised, but we've already had the equaliser in this game. So we're now looking for what would effectively be a golden goal. Mutasami, space on that right-hand side. There are plenty of blue shirts coming forward for Muko as well. Buku runs into the first defender who makes the challenge. He's kept it in as well, the Nigerian. Look at Dade fighting for the ball with Wan-Bissaka. Minutes of time added on, of which we have entered the first. The odds-on result here looks like 1-1, an extra time coming. So we will have another half an hour of Nigeria and Democratic Republic of Congo trying to wear each other out until one of them comes through. Unless somebody can make themselves a hero in the 1.5 minutes that we have left. Against DR Congo, and specifically against Fiston Mayele. That's fair enough. He didn't look like he was really going for the ball. Fiston Mayele, one of the few players on the pitch that has spent his entire career in Africa. Young Africans first and then Pyramids. At the top level, that is, of African club football. Halfway through the 3 minutes added on. Ball in by Zaidu. Another ball behind by Zaidu. And for the first time we hear a little bit of dissension from the crowd. That was a poor effort. It looked like a tired effort. He needs to gird his loins again because there's another half an hour coming where he's going to have to find a lot more energy. Forward by Tuanzebe. Sepenga. He looks though he's still full of energy, and so he should be, having just come on as a substitute. Oh, that's really good defending. Great play by Benjamin Frederick, who's been on for the full 90. And has still got a little sprint about him and physicality to get in front and deny the DR Congo substitute. Who has, though, I think, managed to get himself a corner. Chenson Mbemba will come forward. In it comes, and it's straight into the arms of Stanley Mwabali. Full time in Rabat. It's been a hard-fought second half after a first half that looked as though it was going to be a crusade all the way through to the final whistle. Nigeria opened the scoring with Onyeka in the 3rd minute. Elia equalised half an hour later. No more goals after that. Nigeria won. Democratic Republic of Congo won. We are heading for an extra half hour. For the second game in a row, Nigeria will have to play extra time. This was when they kicked into gear against Gabon. But now that they have taken off the likes of Ademola Lookman and specifically as well Victor Osimhen, who scored twice in extra time against Gabon. They have brought on Chidera Ejuke, who did score in that extra time period. One of the fine things from Nigeria in recent games is 5 different players have set up goals. 6 if you include the 2-1 win over Lesotho as well, when Victor Osimhen provided his only assist of the campaign. But in that second half, nobody looked like they were going to be setting up a goal. It was tired, it was nervous, it was tension-filled. And both coaches now have got a lot of work to do here to refocus and redirect their teams. And if they can't, then there's a penalty shootout that could well be on the horizon as well. The other thing that's important at the moment as well is to hydrate properly, get the fluids back in. See there, both teams remaining on their feet. You sometimes see teams sitting down. Both these teams staying upright, trying to send each other the signal that they're feeling fine. The evidence was somewhat against the contrary, against Nigeria specifically in that second half. They did look a tired side towards the end, and it was the Congolese who were doing all of the pushing. Interesting as we go into here, though, no Cedric Bakambu either. Unlike Nigeria, DR Congo did have a chance of finishing top coming into the final game when they went up against Sudan. They needed to win and see Senegal lose their last game to steal top spot, but the Senegalese crushed Mauritius 4-0, and it was a result that was never really in doubt. So a fourth win by 1-0 had to be enough for DR Congo, and with it the place in this mini competition of semi-finals and final for the African playoffs. Many teams already through to the World Cup already. The 9 from Africa include those from Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde going through. A stunning campaign from them to reach their first World Cup. South Africa, Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, and Senegal. They were all group winners through the campaign here in Africa over the last couple of years. Teams so far of the 48 have made it through at the moment to join Canada, Mexico and the United States, the hosts. Amongst those, New Zealand, who have qualified for the first time since the South African World Cup in 2010, the only time Africa has hosted the big event. Paraguay, that was the last time they came to a World Cup as well. Algeria back for the first time since 2014, and South Africa back for the first time since they hosted the World Cup in 2010, 15 years ago. Another returning for the first time since 2014 when it was in Brazil was Côte d'Ivoire. Everybody else who was qualified was also present in Qatar for the last World Cup, including the host, Canada, Mexico and the United States. So then, all set to go again, reload, and off we go once more. It's 1-1 between Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo in the African playoffs for the World Cup. It was a second half rather devoid of goal-mouth action. Will they be able to change that dynamic here in extra time? Will the carrot of winning outdo the fear of losing? In the first half, you would probably have said that both teams were trying to win it. In the second half, Nigeria looked like a side that were trying not to lose more and more. And it was Democratic Republic of Congo who did most of the pushing forward. They were still lacking that clinical edge when the ball got up to the danger area. Early throw-in for Nigeria. On by Sepenga. Frederick. Better interchange this from Nigeria already. This is a long time ago since they passed the ball around this confidently. By Mutasami tracking back. The Republic of Congo have still only made 3 substitutions in this game. Saka. No golden goals, no silver goals. It's the old-fashioned 50 minutes each way. If we don't find a winner in that time, then penalty kicks coming. To Nzebe, to Sepenga, who looked as dangerous as anybody on the pitch since he came on in the second half. Square there by Siddiqui, and again keeping it going here the other way by KMB. Edo KMB picks it up once more. It's a nice little ball inside Siddiqui. Again, that quality ball into the box. That was a good move by the Congolese side, but didn't lead to anything. They are still pushing though. This is what most of the second half felt like, with them camped on the outside of the box. Another half-decent ball into the middle, but dealt with by a Nigerian head. And that is representative as well of the second half as well. Nigeria just kicking the ball out without really much of a plan, and allowing Democratic Republic of Congo to keep coming back at them. Masuaka, Sepenga. Just hanging on there to Frederick. Oh, he's managed to get it back again. It's Siddiqui backing up. Buku. This should be the goalkeepers. Oh, it's gone in, but the referee has blown. Celebrate anyway. Meanwhile, Stanley Wabale is making sure that everybody knows that he was fouled. Onside, decent little ball in. Sepenga was trying to go for the overhead, but found the goalkeeper right behind him. Ball put into the open net behind him, but it is still 1-1. Nigeria in the FIFA rankings are 41 at the moment. That's just behind Sweden, Paraguay and Scotland, who are having a remarkable experience in their World Cup qualifying campaign in the UEFA zone. Sweeping ball, Sepenga brings it down well. Couldn't quite finish the job. And then gives away a free kick. Scotland actually managed to lose their game in a thriller a night or so ago, and they looked like they were going to be out of the reckoning to finish top of their group, and then Denmark managed to allow Belarus to equalise, and so it all comes down to a game on Tuesday. Zaidu is going to come off for Nigeria and be replaced by Bruno Onyemaechi. Base, 26-year-old left back. So, very much like for like that change. It's a fresh pair of legs on to try and combat what's going on with the right-hand side of the DR Congo attack, which they are exploiting more and more. Sepenga, but the goalkeeper keeps his eye on the cross. They couldn't get there in time. Sepenga again. It's all coming down this left-hand side now for DR Congo. No way through that time, though, for him. Siddiqui in field into the path of Kayembe. Oh, it's a good little ball inside. Picked up by Mayele again. And it's offside, though, unfortunately for him. And for DR Congo fans. Yep, just going a little too early. But again, all of the positive play here is coming from DR Congo. This was the ball across from Sepenga. It was very close to being a perfect header. Into the path of Fiston Mayele. Just couldn't quite get that curve off it naturally when he headed it because of the direction the ball was coming from. Nigeria unable to put anything together at the moment. They've made the changes, but it hasn't really changed the pattern of play from when they were made midway through the second half. No more Lookman, no more Victor Osimhen. There is Victor Osimhen. He can do nothing more now than watch and trust that his teammates will be able to do the business without him. I wonder quite fancied having likes of him on the pitch if we go to a penalty shootout. If DR Congo have their way, it won't get that far. Here they are on the attack once more. Good little ball in. Nigeria struggling to get the ball out of their own half, and they have been given a hand by the referee. Inadvertent, but it doesn't matter when you're an attacker. Edo Kayembe didn't know much about it, the Watford central midfielder, but the referee saw it and drew it play to a halt. So what does Eric Schell here do? Did actually win a penalty shootout against Jamaica in an international friendly back in May. One of the two sides, Nigeria are the only team that have actually had a penalty through the group stage. Nigeria won 4 times in the group stage. Only one of which didn't affect it. Good ball in, turned by the Republic of Congo there, and unable to get that ball on target. It was a good first touch by Mayele, but he couldn't get it up from under his feet. We've reached 100 minutes in the game and it's still 1-1. 5 minutes to go of the first half of extra time. Frederick steps on the ball. I thought he stepped on the ball, but apparently he was tackled. No, he was fouled. That will be why. Ndidi, captain there, is beginning to feel the strains of 101 plus minutes in his legs. Comes in, and finally a chance in the middle for Tolo Arokadare. He has toiled since he came on, trying to get something together. Finally managed to get himself free, and he hulked that huge frame into the air, but unfortunately hit the ball over the top. Just the 1 goal in qualifying so far for the Wolverhampton Wanderers centre forward. Koyembe ends up going backwards. Twenzebe, back from Masuaka. Centre back again. Walking pace now. Huge lug forward from Chancellor Mbemba, and Sepanga can only head it into the possession of Stanley Wabali. So we'll try the long route. Dare couldn't get there. They've tried that a few times in the game of Nigeria, and it's never really worked very well for them, but they've persisted with it. Now they've got a big centre forward upfield like Tolo Arokadare, perhaps it makes more sense. Energy as ever coming from the crowd. They've also gone the whole full 105 minutes nearly. We're a few seconds away from the end of the first half of extra time, on the way to what is beginning to feel like an inevitable penalty shootout. Time. It Labuku looks like he's had enough. He's getting a bit of cramp, and nice piece of camaraderie between teams. You see that he's already gone down. Nice piece of sportsmanship from Calvin Bassey. Looking over to the sideline saying, we're allowed to make some more substitutions, aren't we? Sebastian Desarbe just is more concerned about what time we're on. It's a minute gone now of the end of the first half of extra time, and the referee will blow. It should be a relatively quick turnaround, although inevitably the teams will come across and have a little bit of a timeout with their coaches and get a little bit of hydration on again. But at half-time of extra time, it's Nigeria 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 1. We are balanced on a knife edge. This is where the coaches have to find some words of inspiration. I think it's more reassurance than inspiration at this stage. Just to reassure them that they're doing what they need to do. Everything's going well. This is the way sometimes it goes. Keep going. It's difficult to change tactics when your team have 105 minutes in their legs. Stay, make sure that your concentration holds. Don't let the fatigue in your mind start affecting the way you play. And the Democratic Republic of Congo fans, they are doing everything they can to inspire their team. A few of the Moroccan home fans as well joining in. If you've got tickets for the Africa Cup of Nations that will take part here in December in this country, then there has been free admission if you can provide the ticket for that. It's been a good initiative. It's not easy. Africa is a huge place. The distances are immense. So it's quite difficult for away fans to make the trip to follow their teams around the continent in the various qualifying competitions. Nathaniel Labuku, not surprisingly, is coming off, and Michel-Ange Barrages is going to come on to replace him. Scottish-based at Celtic is the 24-year-old left winger. I'm sure that he would have been quite interested in what was going on with Scotland last night. Taking it to the brink, losing their game, everybody depressed, and then news filtering through that Denmark have not managed to win. And suddenly, the whole place and the atmosphere changed completely as they realise they are still in charge of their own destiny, although they need a big win against Denmark to steal their place and not go to the playoffs, which these two sides will sympathise with. Their groups, having also led them. Well, actually, Democratic Republic of Congo did. Nigeria, as we said earlier, one of only 2 teams out of the 6 in their group that didn't top the table at some point in the campaign. As we start the second half of extra time here, 15 minutes to go, still 1-1. Democratic Republic of Congo, if you could win on points like in boxing, they would probably take it. But they need a goal. Nothing else will do. Ball in again, but nobody in a blue shirt near to where it went. And the clearance. Siddiqui dragged that in well. Good little ball inside. They're trying to feed it in between the defenders. Trying to take advantage of these tired bodies. It's a good piece of defending. Is the man who has put more height than distance on that throw. I think he must have slipped out there as he was trying to wind up a long one. And have another go. To no real purpose. They seem to have run out of ideas, Nigeria, in this game. Good place, Sapenga trying to get onto it again. He'll settle for the throw-in off the foot of Bassi. Wan-Bissaka. To Nzebe, they're starting to build once more, getting down the left-hand side, trying to stretch Nigerian defences. That's not a bad ball in! Oh, it's gone in! That's surely in! They're claiming a goal! But the referee has not given it. He's adjudged a push. Well, it was the best move we've seen in a while. Lovely play. Fiston Mayele is in there, but it's not him. It goes over his head. And it's Siddiqui arriving, but illegally, according to the referee. And even though Mayele allowed that ball to go over the line, it won't count as a goal. Machi was the man who nearly had his head knocked off by that flying challenge. VAR is happy with the referee's decision. Come down that left-hand side, wanting to get it over. They don't want to go to penalties by the looks of it, DR Congo. They want to get it done in open play. It's only one side at the moment looking for the victory. Again down that left-hand side, but this time better defending. It will be a throw-in. DR Congo on the charge. Spread wide by Mbemba. Sapenga, who just overran that. Now he's going to have to chase back, try and defend. And it was a good idea, that ball into the middle by Bruno Onyemachi, but needed to be a little harder and a little deeper. Good tackle on Edo Kayembe. All the 50-50 balls seem to be coming back to DR Congo at the moment. Again, the left-hand side, they've identified that as the weakness, I think, on the Nigerian side, and they are trying to exploit it. They're trying to force a corner here. In the end, it's going to be a goal kick. Crowd like what they're seeing, though, from their team. They're being brave, they are being positive. Nigeria look like they are trying and waiting for penalties, and as if that's their best opportunity here of getting through. Don't forget, they played extra time as well against Gabon only a few days ago, so they have that extra half an hour already in their legs. It's not surprising that more and more players will go down with cramp the more this game goes on. The trouble is that, strictly speaking, you're not allowed to get treatment for a cramp. This was the ball inside. Terrific play all around from Democratic Republic of Congo. Barrages unable to just find that little moment of inspiration to get the ball into the box, but it's plenty of good work coming. Benjamin Frederick is back on his feet again. Meanwhile, there's a substitution coming. Chidozie Awaziem, the 28-year-old defender, is about to make his entrance. Once more, coming back once more though. Well, dealt with at the back though by Wilfred Ndidi, the captain, coming out to help out in defence. Inside once more, Barrages still coming. Mayembe being absolutely harried, but holding strong and finding in Wan-Bissaka. Mutasami. And in the end, a wasteful ball into the box. It goes behind for a goal kick to Nigeria. So here comes a substitution then. Norman Nawazim is going to come on. One of those who set up a goal in the semi-final. He set up the one that was scored about 4 minutes ago in the semi-final. And Tolu Arokdare, who himself came on as a substitute, looks like he's come off again. There's always the thing you don't want to happen when you're a substitute, is to be subbed off once more. Five minutes to go, otherwise it's penalties. Still 1-1. Still the goals in the first half from Onyeka and from Elliott, neither of whom is now on the pitch. Onyeka, that's unfair, he's on there still. There he is in the middle of the pitch, wearing number 8 for Nigeria.
hero of the semi-final. First international cap today. Could he possibly be another principal figure in this game? Kayembe, Mutasami looked like he was trying to shape to shoot, but there was still Wilfred Ndidi in front of him. And the ball comes across and out again. Neater play in defence, trying to stem that threat coming down the Democratic Republic of Congo left flank. It's good play by Frederick, who was the man who was down getting treatment for cramp a moment ago, but good work in defence there to prevent the corner and stop the DR Congo attack. Victor Osimhen refuses to sit down and has almost become a sort of like impromptu coach on the sideline, trying to encourage and coax. Mutasami with the header. Straight back the other way by Calvin Bassey. Will be intercepted by Kayembe. Wan-Bissaka. It's a lovely ball into the middle. Fiston Mayele, blind pass looking for Sepenga, but didn't arrive where he was hoping it would go. Wan-Bissaka's kept that in, but he's given the ball away. Moses Simon, we haven't seen too much from him since he came on as a substitute. Could do with him getting going with his dangerous left wing runs. Again, good work by Ndidi. Sepenga. Kayembe. They're beginning to run each other into the ground now. Swaka. Mbemba. Captain decides he's going to try and come forward, and he's earned his team a free kick. Slightly clumsy play that from Akor Adams. Good time for Akor Adams to find his first goal of the qualifying campaign. He would have liked it to have been it was an interesting move, a change of goalkeeper. So off comes Passy, and Timothy Falulu is going to come on, and this is clearly because they think he's going to be stronger in a penalty shootout. Meanwhile, up the other end, header on target, spooned around the post by Wambali. I think he's hit the post. It didn't look like that dangerous a header. It was a decent ball in. It looks like it's onside. And that was so close. Sepenga again, he supplied the goal that nearly won it with Chancellor Mbemba in the semi-finals, and it's the same combination again here, but the goalkeeper is up to it. Chancellor Mbemba scored right at the end of the semi-final. He nearly did it again here, right at the end of extra time of the final.
but it agonisingly gets put behind by the goalkeeper. Fabulous piece of goalkeeping at his own cost. He was away and running, thinking that he'd won it again. Well, that's it. That was the last chance of this final, and we are going to penalties. It has finished Nigeria 1, DR Congo 1. They could not be separated for the second half, or indeed for all of extra time, and so it's spot kicks. Hugs from Victor Osimhen, who will not be able to take a penalty, bearing in mind he was substituted off. So then, at the end of 261 African qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the last of them needs a penalty shootout to see who will go to the Inter-Confederation playoffs. A win tonight does not even get you to the World Cup. You still have to go through another competition. It is a long, tough, grueling road for the final team, or teams at the moment, from Africa looking to go to Canada, Mexico and the United States of America. There's a few players sitting down now at the end of that, hardly surprisingly. A few lying down, having stretching exercises done. Now's the time. Who wants to take a penalty? Who still not only feels brave enough to take one, but who feels physically able to take one as well? So then, is it going to be Nigeria or the Democratic Republic of Congo? Nigeria have been to the World Cup 6 times in the past, all between 1994 and 2018. They didn't qualify, fell in the 3rd round of playoffs last time, as did their opponents tonight. Victory that night, 4 years ago, got you a ticket directly to the World Cup. As the likes of Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Morocco and Tunisia discovered. Senegal are heading back this time, so too are Ghana and Morocco and Tunisia. Not Cameroon, though, beaten by Democratic Republic of Congo in the semi-finals just before the weekend. This time, the road is longer. Not if you won your group, but if you didn't, like these two. Victor Osimhen giving a few pointers to Mabali. However, no Mapasi in the Democratic Republic of Congo goal. Instead, it's Timothy Falalu. Been a long old game for the referees as well. They also have to have had the resilience in concentration. So no more passing, no more open play, no more corners, no more free kicks. It is just penalty taker against goalkeeper 5 times each. And the team that scores the most penalties wins.
It's as simple as that now. Nigeria will take the first penalty. First kick, the Fulham centre-back. He's only just come into the action there, and it is 0-0 still. Mutasami looks like he's up next. The first penalty taker. And he's had it saved. And it's still 0-0. Terrific start for Stanley Wabali. As you can see, the rain has decided to absolutely empty itself onto this pitch as the penalty shootout starts. Not the most confident penalty you've ever seen, and it was a fairly simple save in the end. So 2 penalties, still 0-0. Next up, Moses Simon. Left winger. And it's been saved as well. Incredible. Well, that man never looked stressed. Sébastien Desailly, the Democratic Republic of Congo coach. And again, it wasn't the best penalty. All of a sudden, the nerves kicking in. Acutely. Noah Siddiqui is up next. Can he be the first person to score a goal here in the shootout? It's a man who had a goal ruled out in extra time because of a high kick that preceded the 104th minute strike. There's a bottle has landed near to Stanley Mwabali. So then, Siddiqui against Mwabali. 0-0 after 3 penalties. But no longer. The first goal goes in. The first blood to Democratic Republic of Congo. They lead 1-0 after 4 penalties. And again, it wasn't the best directed, but it was more powerful, and it was low. To calm the nerves of Nigerians everywhere. And he does. And we are off and running in this penalty shootout. It's 1 apiece. The advantage, though, still with the Democratic Republic of Congo, because they have won after 4 penalties. Whereas Nigeria have won after their 3. So penalty number 3 for Democratic Republic of Congo. Here comes Tuanzebe, and we're level again. The centre-back can't beat Mwabali, who saved for the 2nd time in this shootout. So then, back to square one. 3 penalties each, 1 goal apiece, 2 to go each. Falulu looking to make himself a hero. Onyemeche next up. And he scores. And for the first time in this penalty shootout, Nigeria have a lead. Best penalty we've seen. Right in the corner. Well away from the keeper, who went the right way but couldn't get there. And suddenly the Nigerian fans have found their voice again. Fiston Mayele is next up. So the pressure reverts the other way. Mayele, no problem. Suddenly, penalties are shooting in, rather than overall being saved. This is where the pressure reverts now to Democratic Republic of Congo, because they're taking their penalty second. So if Nigeria miss a penalty, they know they have a chance to make it back. If it gets to that stage where it's the other way around, then all the pressure is do or die for Democratic Republic of Congo. Chidera Ijuke.
ignores the bottle and slides it in, and it's 5 penalties taken by Nigeria, and they lead 3-2. And now, Democratic Republic of Congo must score. Wasn't put off at all there. That's how to deal with a penalty. That's how to deal with people trying to put you off. You just get on with it. A hug for Stanley Wabali, who's already saved 2 penalties. Brian Sapenga. No, it's not, excuse me. It's Michel-Ange Balakwisha. The substitute from Celtic scores. And it's 3-3 after 5 penalties. We go into sudden death, although effectively Balakwisha was already there with this penalty, but look at the way he's put that into the side netting. Absolute perfection. It started off nervous, but the quality of the penalties is getting higher as the rain comes down. Semi Ajayi. Experienced defender, and it's been saved. Falulu, who came on at the end of extra time for this penalty shootout, comes up with another stop. The goalkeepers are having their moments, both sides. It's 3-3, and now Congo DR have a penalty to put them into the Inter-Confederation playoffs. Right here, right now, it all comes down to this. And of course, it's the captain, Chancellor Mbemba, the man who scored the semi-final winner against Cameroon. The man who almost scored a winner in this final. Steps up and scores! And the Democratic Republic of Congo have made it into the Inter-Confederation playoffs. They take this 4-3 in the penalty shootout. And a team that has never made it to the World Cup under their current name are a step closer. Joy in Rabat for the Leopards. They are into the international playoffs next March. Sébastien Desabre has masterminded the path. It was 1-1 between Nigeria and Congo DR after extra time. But it's Congo DR who progressed 4-3 after a penalty shootout that was fraught with misses, with saves, and with quality finishes, not the least of which from the captain, Chancellor Mbemba, in his 101st international appearance. Joy for DR Congo, pain for Nigeria. But when you look at the 120 minutes, all in all, it was the Democratic Republic of Congo who just seemed to want it more. They were more positive after the first half hour. They were definitely more positive in the second half and in extra time. And a side looking to get back to the World Cup for the first time since 1974, their one and only appearance as Zaire. Half a century ago, have a chance to return. They've beaten a side 20 or so places higher than them in the FIFA rankings. And Nigeria, like Cameroon, can you believe this? With double the allocation for African slots at the World Cup, neither Cameroon nor Nigeria will be going. In the end, disappointment for Eric Schell. Who lifted this side from where they were, but it wasn't quite enough. What scenes? Scenes of jubilation, the like of which the Democratic Republic of Congo football team have not seen in generations. The World Cup within reach. But the work is still not completed. Nevertheless, a joyful night for them. The next matches they play in World Cup competition will be on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. They will be hoping that the inter-confederation playoffs are not the end of that experience in Mexico, Canada, or the United States of America. But for now, they've done the job, they've done what they needed to do, and they are in still with a chance of going to the FIFA World Cup. Well, the lights might be going out in the stadium, but they're certainly not going out on this Democratic Republic of Congo side. All their supporters